Anyway, Donald Trump and Vladimir Putin hold summit in Alaska. Sky
Ukraine
News is
being
doing
able
full
to
coverage.
defend its territory,
They got
even if it's been
Anchorage,
losing
Alaska.
somewhat.
They got the cameras on. Vladimir is flying in from Russia. That's a 9-hour flight. Donald Trump is flying in from DC. There's a 7-hour flight, I believe. That's a big ass plane right there. I don't know if this is not the Qatar plane, right? That one is still being worked on, I suspect. But ladies and gentlemen, we got a lot. Okay, Trump is no longer doing a one-on-one with Putin. Rubio and Witkoff will be in on the meetings as well as Putin's other advisors. My guess is Trump was told he should have some smarter people in the room. That's crazy. You won't let two lovers see one another in private? That's actually fucked up. That's actually fucked up. Bro, they literally, okay, I am now more invested in the Blue Anon narrative that they are gay lovers than ever before, because clearly people in the know also recognize this reality. They are straight up stopping two lovers from seeing one another in private. That is crazy. Okay? That's messed up. That's messed up. You gotta let let the lovers do their thing, I think. And that's messed up that they won't do that. So they're cock blocking our big, beautiful boys. Straight up. Straight up. Yeah, he got Benny Johnson. He got Benny Johnson. Dude, this is pretty funny though. Like I love that. I love that they normally, it's gonna potentially last 7 hours until we get a press conference. Dmitry Peskov, Putin's spokesman, says a summit with Trump could last about 6 or 7 hours. 6, 7. Oh God, I'm so stupid. Fucking, I deserve punishment. Hope Trump is excited to learn a lot about Yurik and Bogdan Khmelnytsky. Okay, 6, 7, skobliat. I will say this is pretty funny that even Trump's own people who normally let him do his thing were like, bro, you are not, we can't let you do this one. Like, it is, even Trump's own people were like, yeah, we have to be in this, man. We can't let you, can't have peace talks without Zelensky involved. No, that's not the concern. What do you mean? It's not happening already. It's not like Zelensky's involved in these conversations. That's not the concern. The concern is you need like actual adults in the room. Otherwise, Vladimir Putin is going to get like 8 states out of this convo. They're going to come out of this meeting and Donald Trump is like, yeah, I gave him North Dakota. Who needs it? We got South Dakota. We got 2 Dakotas. I said, Putin, you can have one of them. He said, there's a lot of Russian speakers in North Dakota. I gave it to him. I said, whatever. I said, Putin, I'll throw in Idaho for you. He said, I don't want Idaho. Nobody wants Idaho. I wanted to give him Idaho as well, but he said no. Yeah. This is the reason why even Witkoff and Marco Rubio are like, we have to be in the room, sir, please. You will fuck this bag up real bad. Because, like, this kind of dynamic, Trump has the same dynamic with Vladimir Putin as he does with, like, Benjamin Netanyahu. But, of course, given the way that American foreign policy works with Israel, you can have Trump eat Benjamin Netanyahu's toe jam, right? Like, that's fine. That's normal American foreign policy. But you can't have him do that to Russia because Russia is a foreign adversary. So that's the reason why they were like, hey, man, we have to be in this one. A White House official confirms Trump's one-on-one with Putin is no longer happening. Instead, it'll be a 3-on-3 with Special Envoy Steve Witkoff, Secretary of State Marco Rubio joining Trump. Not clear who will be joining Putin from the Russian side. For the expanded bilateral meeting and working lunch, Trump will be joined by Secretary Marco Rubio, Secretary Pete Hegseth, Secretary Scott Bessent, Scott Lutnick, Special Envoy Witkoff, Chief of Staff Susie Wiles, per a White House official. I just think they legitimately were like, we cannot let you, we don't trust you. We don't trust you in a one-on-one situation with Vladimir Putin, Mr. President, sir. We're gonna have to deal with this ourselves. Okay. Here's Trump with what's his face? Brett Baer, I think. Is that him? one of these like potato guys who looks like he played football in high school and peaked. He's on Air Force One, Trump Force One. I think it's going to work out really well, says Donald Trump. Let's take a look.
Okay, in the office with President Trump on Air Force One, heading in. What's your initial feeling? How are you feeling about what you're going to get out of this?
I think we're going to do very well. Our country is
Dude, Fox News is going red, white, and blue on the subtitles, too.
doing very well. We're setting records economically like we never have before, including the stock markets are all at a record high. We're taking in trillions and trillions of dollars with tariffs. We're going for a meeting with President Putin in Alaska, and I think it's going to work out very well. And if it doesn't, I'm going to head back home real fast.
I mean, if it doesn't, you walk.
I would walk there.
Isn't this a little bit, it feels like AI, yes. Trump sounds like he's AI. Isn't this also kind of an L? If you just like invite Vladimir Putin, war criminal, to the United States of America, which is fine, you have to do that, right? You have to have a ceasefire. You have to have a conversation with Vladimir Putin. I don't have an issue with that, right? But like if you invite him all the way to Alaska and then you don't get anything out of it, isn't that a little bit of an L for America again? Especially because like for the past week, mainstream media has been explaining for the first time in a long time the actual conditions, the actual battleground, the actual battle lines and what they look like and how much leverage Putin currently has and how much interest Putin currently has in the continuation of its conquest, its incursion into Ukraine. This is, of course, unique as opposed to the way that they've covered this issue for the past, 3 fucking years almost with very little criticism, very little accurate assessments of how things were unfolding with the hopes that, America will just like be able to make up for the lack of manpower, right? But now they're saying Vladimir Putin doesn't really have a big investment in stopping its incursion because the battle lines have been drawn and it truly favors the current way that the battle lines are drawn is favoring Russia. This doesn't mean that Russia has all of the interest of the world to continue. Obviously, they would rather not have to continue fighting because it's never that beneficial to continue killing people, right? For that reason, I don't know where this goes, but I do recognize that there is a lot of appetite from Ukrainians that want the conflict to come to an end, that want the fighting to come to an end. They don't want to die. And they realize that the situation is untenable.